If you ask most people when the last time they had fun, you know what they'll tell you? I don't have time for fun. And that is the worst answer for dream chasers and goal setters like ourselves. What's going on, world? Brian Wright here, and you're now tuned into the Brian Wright Radio Show, where we offer value in the form of content that'll help you change your mindset, change your life, and become the best version of yourself. No matter what religion, race, creed, sexual orientation, none of that stuff matters, because at the end of the day, we are all the human race. My goal is to tap into this source and deliver this message, and hopefully you can apply it to your life, where you can take it out into the world and you can serve it and make it a better place than we found it. That's what we're here for. I appreciate everybody for being here. So day after day, when I create this content, I'm realizing that it's not easy. It's easy, but it takes a lot of discipline to do. And it takes a lot of belief, because every day I have to come in here and I have to think of ways where I can deliver messages better day after day, where I'm not sounding the same and you guys are hearing the same message over and over again. And every day it's a challenge, but it's a challenge that I'm taking on. And what I'm learning creating content is to not take yourself or it so serious. And what do I mean by that? You're taking it so serious that you are taking the fun out of it. And when you take the fun out of it, that's what's going to hurt you in the long term. It's not going to be any longevity, because in order for you to keep going, there has to be a form of it that you have fun with and you enjoy it, so you keep doing it. Because if you don't enjoy it, that's how you're going to end up burning out. That's why you're going to end up quitting, because you're not having fun. This is a form of fun for me. I enjoy doing this. I love telling people what they can do. I love telling people about their potential. I love seeing people reach their highest potential. This isn't a facade. This is who I am. I love listening to Eric Thomas. I love listening to Dr. Miles Monroe. I love listening to Earl Nightingale, Bob Proctor. I love the self-help space. I love reading self-help books that can make me become more of who I am. That's fun to me. And for me to get on this mic and talk about it, it's even better, because it's a form of therapy and I get to get it out. But most of our problem is when we get into something, we take it too seriously and we're not having fun. We're treating it like that job that we have that we can't stand. We're treating it like that classroom assignment that the teacher is making us do, but we don't really want to do it. Don't treat it like that, because we get that from transitioning from a child to adulthood. As a child, we don't want to do nothing but have fun. Our imaginations are going crazy. We're creating games and stuff like that, make-believe stuff. But then we get to adulthood, and what do they tell us? Come on, live in the real world. Stop being a kid. Grow up. And the worst one, you're too old for that. And we take that advice and we run with it. And then we're living a life that everybody else is living, because we're not being creative. We're not having fun. We're not using our imagination. And we're not using the gifts that God gave us in order to liberate ourselves and free up our time where we can do what we want. But if you ask most people when the last time they had fun, you know what they'll tell you? I don't have time for fun. And that is the worst answer for dream chasers and goal setters like ourselves. I remember going to this school called Full Sail University. It was in Orlando, Florida. It's a music school. And we took a course before we got into the hard part of the course later on in the year. And that course was talking about why play is essential to what we are doing, because they didn't want us coming in there going, let me take this so seriously that I let it frustrate me and I let it burn me out and I can't think of new things to do. What they used to tell us to do is have fun. When you are trying to create a masterpiece, have fun. Because if you look at most of the songs that were created, I guarantee while they were in the studio, they were having fun doing it. They were playing around with different notes, different keys, different tones, different sounds. It was, let's play around with it and let's see what we come up with. And if you look at everything that anybody has ever imagined and brought into this world, I guarantee in the beginning, they were playing around with the thought, and then the thought became a thing that they played around with until eventually they ended up bringing it into the material world. If you're not enjoying it, you're doing it wrong. Our problem is when it comes to success, we associate it with pain and suffering. We think if we're suffering and if we're in pain, we think success is close. But I want you to challenge your mind and to reframe your mind to think that if you are miserable and you're not having fun with what you're doing, you're out of alignment. So I want you to play around, because playing around means you're experimenting. And when you keep experimenting, eventually you're going to learn what works. And when you learn what works, then that's when you're going to start building. We have this saying that goes, we on our grind. You know, you hear people say that all the time. I'm on my grind. And when they think about the grind, they think about something that brings friction, something that's going to be hard, something that's going to be miserable. But I want to challenge your mind state into thinking about it in a playful way and adopting a healthier mindset of flowing, playing, and finding magic in the journey. And if the journey is going to be a long one, wouldn't you rather spend it having fun than making the whole journey miserable? Now, am I saying that you're not going to have setbacks? No. Am I saying that you're not going to have to go back to the drawing board? No. Am I saying that when you start over, that you're not going to be frustrated with the game and playing around with it? No. But what I am telling you is that through every setback, to embrace it with a playful spirit and to remember that success without joy is just stress in disguise. I want you to think about something that you do not like doing. I mean, borderline hate doing. And I want you to think about, what if I told you that I would give you $1 million a year to do what you hate doing? You would probably think in the beginning, that's a good deal, $1 million a year, and you would probably accept the money. Hell, I probably would too. But over time, it wouldn't be sustainable. I've met people who have quit higher paying jobs so that they can go down to lower paying jobs so they can start having more fun with their lives, start having more fun with their free time. And that's because though money is important, it can't overshadow our fun, because that's who we are at the core. That's what we're placed here to do. And anytime anything takes over that, we feel suppressed and we feel like we're not living in our element that we were placed here to live in. We've been conned, folks, because our whole lives we've been told to accept adulthood and get away from our childhood dreams, our childhood imaginations, our childhood ways, and we're turned into something that we are not meant to be. And because of that is why most people are living miserable lives. From the time that you listen to this and towards the future, I want you to think about the traits that you had as a child. I want you to apply them towards your dreams. That same imagination, that same playful spirit, that same fearlessness that you had as a child. No one could tell you anything. You said you wanted to be outrageous stuff, even if people told you you couldn't be it. I want you to adapt that same mindset. I want you to make your inner child your CEO of your life. I'm not saying be childish and do immature things, but what I am saying is think outside of this world like a child would. And as the good book says, verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Don't let that go over your head. That heaven that's in your mind, that's in the form of you living the life that you want to live and achieving the things that you want to achieve, is tied to your inner child. And you have to tap into those same traits in order to get there. Never forget that. Adopt a playful spirit and have fun with life. And I'll close with this. Success isn't supposed to feel like punishment. It's meant to be enjoyed. If you're not having fun on the way up, more money or milestones won't change that. Play with the process, laugh through the lessons, and let joy be a part of the journey. Please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be notified when another video come out. This is the Brian Wright Radio Show. Gone.